Welcome to our new colony. You knew you could only achieve greatness with help. People were too unreliable, so you chose to take on mechanoids as your servants, workers, and warriors. As you gained strength, others became fearful. It became clear you needed to get away from the influence of humanity. Now you've migrated to this sparsely populated RimWorld with some of your metallic helpers. Finally, you have the space to grasp your true potential. All right, so we start with a lot of resources, which is to be expected. And there's some systems that we have to talk about right off the cuff. So the first of them is bandwidth. So bandwidth, a mechanator can only oversee a mech if there is enough bandwidth to do so. Each mech consumes a different amount of bandwidth. Gain more bandwidth by constructing band nodes and tuning the mechanator to them, or by equipping special mechanator apparel. So, speaking of apparel, we are wearing an Airwire headset, which increases our bandwidth by 3, and then we're wearing synthread clothing with a flak vest, and we have a bio-coated masterwork pistol. We have a ton of stuff. We have 5 of these basic subcores, which if we take a look at them, the simplest possible mechanoid brain. This is a tiny psychodynamic substrate unit housing a dull sub-persona. Since this is only a basic tier subcore, it can only drive the simplest of mechanoids. Like all mechanoid subcores, it contains a persona with a psychic presence, albeit a very faint one. And their market value is 200. So as you can see, we're pretty rich. We're gonna need to make a storage space. We have a pretty optimal layout here. By the way, we do have Camera Plus, which is why we are able to see as much as we can. And I'm also not too concerned about moving around. Normally, you want to stay relatively close to your stash, but if we look at the 2 mechs that we have a Constructoid and we have a Lifter. The Lifter is all about hauling. So we're going to be able to do a lot of hauling, and our constructor is going to be able to do a lot of work for us. So the question is, where do we want to set up initially? Potentially the safest place to set up is kind of over here. I think in the long term, we might end up building a base in here. This is a beautiful seed as a side note. Oh, and we're only 25 years old too. That is fantastic news as well. So we can spend some steel to kind of initially get things going, but I am tempted to just build a very, very quick outpost, like a room, just mine into it. Actually, I don't think I paid too much attention to the bio here. So mining, we're not great. Yeah, it's a very, very nice seed. So we're not going to be great on... Maybe this becomes our house right here. For the time being, I think this is pretty good. And then it gives us the ability to kind of work our way into this area, which I think is... We have a geothermal here that's kind of very defendable. And then maybe long-term, this can be kind of like a kill box type of thing. So second geothermal there too. So given that, let's lay out some basic stuff. So we're going to be building out of steel, at least initially, because of the speed that we were able to. And it's saying that we don't have enough stuff because currently our stuff is not in a stockpile. So we will do that. Oh, shelves. We should talk about shelves for a second. Shelves store 3 times as much as empty ground. Items on shelves will also never deteriorate and don't affect the beauty of their surroundings. You can link shelves into groups and configure them as one. First select 2 or more shelves, then click link. So shelves are going to be very interesting for our long-term storage capacity. But now, back to the structure. So we can build a steel door here. Oh, I need to unforbid things too. It's been a minute. There we go. So now there's definitely enough stored because this was a steel door that I'm building. Yeah. We could do We could do top left. I feel like there was some reason... I think that there are some screens that take up space here. Let's see. Yeah, we can try top left. Top left is the darkest dungeon location, so it's going to be there, but we can definitely do that. Let's try that for a bit, and we will see. Generally, I don't expect things to show up in the learning helper, so that's I think what the root of that was, but things that we need to build here in the near term. And we're going to start out with some more advanced items because obviously we are a technological powerhouse, as it were. So that's going to be unobstructed, and then we need to get a few of the biotech things in place. So we have a gestator, which is for building new mechs, and we want to build a new mech relatively soon. A mech recharger, we want our mechs to be able to charge. The subcore encoder is more advanced. What does this do? Workstation where a mechanator can produce basic tier subcores. Got it. Okay, so this is where we build our basic thing. The band node. So let's go through these all. A tank of mechanite-rich fluid with support tubes for feeding in materials and nutrients. Mechanators can use it to produce new mechanoids or resurrect dead mechanoids. The basic type of mech gestator is only capable of generating lightweight mechs. The process uses harsh chemicals which are stored in toxic waste pack. Haulers must remove the waste pack from time to time. Okay, so this is the new pollution system. Hey, Mike, welcome. Sorry, I missed your message because it was because it was hidden away. But yes, the nudist ice colony would have been a little tricky to navigate. So I'm going to put our charger there, and then I also want to build a steel bed in this room. I think, believe it or not, I think we're actually going to be okay on temperature for a bit. So let's get started with that. And then I will also create a dumping zone like here. This is going to be for chunks only. Just so that when I haul stuff like this, we can go ahead. So right off the bat, you're going to see our lifter is doing liftery stuff. And also, we probably need to get our assignments, our work orders going. Let's go to the advanced tab. We don't need childcare or warden, no handling, no art, no hauling. I don't want you hauling. Cleaning we will need to do for the time being. Plant cutting we're going to leave off for now, and growing. I don't mind that. No hunting. We will cook eventually, but we're not going to be stuck doing that for a while. And then patient and doctoring will move up. Stiff nipples and turtles. Stefan, I think you are a visionary. Now, here's an interesting question. Can I force you? It looks like I can't force priority on the builder. So it's gonna do things in whatever order. I think this is a reasonable starting point. I'm gonna have BODE get this room enclosed just so we don't get too many negatives out of it. Oh, well, you're not working on the thing I thought you were gonna work on. Now we don't have wood as a resource, so it's gonna be a little tricky figuring out how to manage the resources that we have. I think we're gonna have to get a stone cutter table going pretty early so that we can start building bricks. Mechanators. We have a new tooltip. Let's read about this. Mechanators use a mech-link implant to control mechanoids. Mechanoids are assigned to control groups. You can change this behavior for a control group by selecting the mechanoid or mechanator, then clicking on the behavior mode icon on the control group. Gear and implants can increase the number of control groups. Mechanators can only have the bandwidth to control a certain number of mechanoids. Special mechanator gear and bandwidth nodes increase that. The Mechs tab provides an overview of your colony's mechanoids. Here you can draft multiple mechanoids, change their control groups, set and allow areas, and more. Machinators can also summon powerful enemy super mechs. These super mechs drop unique chips. Understood. Yes, this is going to prove very beneficial. We have a fair amount of steel at the moment, so my thought is that we focus on... Okay, I don't really want you cleaning. Let's... oh, I guess I just blocked our mech from doing its work. So we have the mechs tab. Oh, we are also generating home zone automatically. Always dangerous. Get rid of all that. I'm happy to call this home, though. And we'll eventually create a storage space. But I think we're also going to build a steel dining chair and a table. Since we have no food, we're going to do as much as we can here, but I have taken a look at some of the mech skills. Yes, Joe, for sure. There is a insane amount of new stuff. We're going with a mech controller. So we have a builder robot here, Constructoid, and we also have a lifter. I guess we can rename those too. So if anyone wants to be a mech in the colony, now is the time to speak up. Who knows how long this colony will go for, but... A robot shepherd living on an ice sheet is exactly right, Drew. And what an ice sheet it is. I'm looking forward to cracking through here, getting access to these resources. This is a very temporary setup that we're creating now, but I don't think we can wait too long before getting things set up. We got to get our power going, and then ideally we're going to have to get, maybe even get a heater. We did, as a reminder, where do we see our character's genetics? Okay, it's not in this screen. We'll have to figure that one out. Bio, maybe? No, if I click on these, I don't see the xenogenetics. So maybe you don't actually have access to xenogenetics right off the bat. That would be a curious detail. We need some recreation too. I don't mind building a little... the classic, the OG, the steel horseshoe pin. We can see our steel is already starting to deplete. This is a very generous start that you have. But I think we've got most of the basics, and then I think the next thing we want to do is we want to start making more mechs, right? I don't actually know from a research perspective. I know that we have basic mech tech. So that gives us Militor, Lifter, and Constructoid. Oh, but we don't get... Do we get... Oh, and Agrihand. Okay, so we'll want to think about that, but I think we're going to have to go for hydroponics early, because we're going to need to come up with a plan for food. Our food consumption is relatively okay, just because we have a ton of packaged survival meals. But the only person that can mine right now is BODE, and she is not good at it. She's okay at it, but... Oh, you're not doing anything, Lifter. Let's delete this region and just move our stuff closer for the time being. Now, there's no roof here, right? No, we're good. All right. So let's do that as storage, and then our lifter should now zip on over here and start bringing stuff in. Maybe I'll inch it to speed 2. This is when things will go terribly wrong. But now the charger's value is that it recharges the mechs, which our mechs are already at half energy. And I think we can also... Oh, do we need to... We need a little power connection here. There we go. Get that going. Now, what are you up to? Okay, you're cloud watching, but let's come up with a plan for a little bit of mining that we want to do. I think I'm gonna cut through here, but maybe not right away. Maybe that's a longer term vision, and more important is to expand this so we can get our research bench in place. Yeah, let's do that. This will probably mark the end of the first day for BODE, but the beauty of mechs is they do not sleep. So while BODE is sleeping, we will continue to be able to refine our base, clean things up. Eventually we'll want to get things under cover, but we got a little bit of time on that one. Okay, now I want BODE to be working on mining above other things. Is she really? Oh, she was working on building. That's okay. Because I think getting hydroponics early is going to be very critical for our long-term success. Probably also mine this one and this one. I'm thinking I want to get the medicine and food out, and also the subcores, because they are extremely valuable. We definitely have some time, though. 2 per day deterioration is not bad. But these little mechs do absolute work. It's kind of amazing. This chair has been the longest build, I think, in the history of the universe. Oh, look at those components. Yeah, we don't want those go in the way of the dinosaurs. Okay, so I'm going to... So I'm thinking out loud here, but I think I want to make it so that the chair functions as both a place to sit for the table and a place to sit for the research bench, which means I'm probably going to reinstall this here, reinstall this here, and the beauty is the constructor can do this while I sleep. And then we do want to get a simple research bench. Temperature is bad, that's okay. We're generating some power, which is a beautiful thing. Maybe... I mean, I don't mind getting a bit more components, so I think hollowing this out isn't a bad plan. But there's something so pleasant about just sleeping as all of this work gets done. Now, I think we don't want to wait too long to start getting more mechs. Okay, so you're done, which means now we can grab and haul some more of this stuff. How's your energy looking? Okay, so energy goes down pretty quickly. Goes down pretty slowly. I think we started at half charge. Okay, so 10% per day. So right now they're both sitting on about 4 days worth of work. You, as my constructor friend, you can't mine, unfortunately. Oh, and these are the control groups they were talking about. So if I click, we have work, escort, and recharge, or dormant self-charge. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. I'm hauling these, but we're probably going to need to dig this out. And I think it does look like the big limiting factor here is going to be mining speed. I think that's going to be the challenge. And I'm just going to expand our little hole in the wall here. Is there anything else we want to be constructing? Do we want a mech gestator? How big is this thing? It's pretty big. I'd kind of like to tuck it in this corner. This is perfect being the enemy of the good, but I'm gonna mine that one first when BODE wakes up. And then need research project. Okay, let's get the research for hydroponics going. Do we have sun lamps currently? That's an interesting question. We do have sun lamps. Our power is going to be a little dicey. Maybe, do we get a second? Hey, Terry. So are you familiar with RimWorld in general? We've done the new solo Mechanator start. That's what we have going on so far. And right now, our pawn BODE is getting down to a little bit of snoozing while we reorganize our inventory. So I'm gonna put these subcores inside, and also the components. Just so that they don't rot. I should also get the medicine inside, I think. There we go. So this is the brand new update, Terry. This is the biotech upgrade. So now we have mechs, which I'm very excited about. And then I think I don't want to wait too long on the mech gestator, so let's get this up and running now. Now you need to be researching now at least. So get you on research. The constructor can build the mech gestator, and then we have to figure out, do we build a military robot to give us a little bit more resilience to whatever Randy may throw at us, or do we go for something else? Decisions. Extremely game-changing, Terry. Extremely game-changing. The new biotech upgrade is something else. Now you, Lifter, you're just doing your own thing. Okay, I think we're gonna haul some more stone. I'm gonna do it in smaller increments. Oh, these need to be... I need the priority to be preferred on this, and the priority to be preferred on this, and I'm actually gonna cancel those and get all of our stuff inside as much as possible. Okay, and then food. The food is okay to be outside for a long period of time. It's not deteriorating particularly quickly, and we don't have anything else. So, while I care about... I mean, we have a lot of food, so I think I'm gonna pivot to doing some more mining to give ourselves just a little bit more space. And I want you to do mining over research. So let's go ahead and do that. And then eventually we'll work our way through. Maybe we use this as the path through to this more safe, defensible space. I love the idea of getting a steam geyser. We're going to spend a lot of time researching, I think. Yeah, so among other things, Terry, this mod adds pregnancy. So RimWorld has children, which is a statement I never thought I would make about the base RimWorld game. Now, if we go back to the research tab for a second here. So one of the things I'm surprised not to see here is we have agrihans, constructoids, lifters, and militors. We do not have, and constructoids are construction tasks only. So when do we get the next tier? So we get a better headset. We're going to be looking at a lot of these things. Bandwidth pack. We get clean sweeper, so we get the Roomba on this level. We get the mech commander helmet, pikeman, scorcher, scyther, tunneler, larger gestators, but still not the ability to do crafting. Where does that come in? Oh, there it is with fabricator. Okay, so that's locked all the way behind multi-analyzer, so it is going to be a long time before we're going to have our crafting done. So I think it is a good thing that BODE likes crafting. So this is Strive to Survive Randy Random for Storyteller, Terry. And then at the beginning of the stream, I went over all of the scenario things that I had going on, but nothing too crazy. Now let's see, I think we want to get a bit of temperature regulation going here. so construct bot is going. Our lifter isn't doing much work. Is there anything else to... I'm collecting stones here because eventually bricks are going to be like our primary building material as opposed to this. Oh, our gestator is ready. Let's see. Let's add a bill. We can get an agrihand, but I don't think... We're still a ways off from hydroponics. Let's get a Militor going. Let's prioritize working there. Haul the chunk out. Okay, so we're loading in all the goodies, and then there's a bit of work that appears BODE has to do at the gestator. Okay, we've got heat. Okay, and now it is officially gestating. How long does that take? 2 days. All right. More lifter needs more work. So we will haul some more stuff. Mining is going to be a problem, though, it seems. And I'm a little worried about our first pirate raid, which is why I went with the Militor. Relaxing socially. What does your schedule look like? I think it's okay. I'll leave her to do her own thing for the time being. And then I think I'm going to create a stockpile. Like, actually, let's not put it there just because I think I am genuinely going to move the bed pretty soon to be like along that wall. And then I'm just going to put our silver and our survival meals in there with a preferred priority just to get them out of decay. We will reinstall this, which our constructor can do. Beautiful. Now, what's our temperature? There's a new temperature overlay. That's very nice. Much faster than the old one. So BODE is going to be sleeping. What can we be building while BODE sleeps? Oh, so it appears there is a status bar, although maybe that's just a red light. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll keep our home area as is. I'm a little nervous because we're down to almost the bottom of our steel. So we're going to have to start focusing on getting some steel. And I think that means mining through here tomorrow. A war merchant has arrived. So this is a slightly longer way to get here, but I think this is the better plan than breaking through here. The Union of Chatotra. Okay, so they're coming in. And what is which one are they? Okay, they look pretty normal, but this is quite the caravan. We'll try and spend some of our money, if at all possible. Was BODE antisocial? BODE is extremely antisocial, so our prices are going to be pretty catastrophically bad. Is my suspicion, but that's okay. I think for you, I'm gonna... Can we create another group? Assign to control group 2. So now we have our constructoid who's a little low on energy. I'm going to send it to charge because I don't know how long it takes to charge. 50% per day. That's actually pretty slow. So I think it's good that we're getting ahead of this and getting these two unsynced so they don't depower at the same time. Don't think we'll be buying any boomalope. Oh, we also have a visitor. Oh, also has a few items to trade. So he's easy because we can look and just see. We get some smoke leaf joints. What was our feelings on drug use again? Medical only. So smoke leaf joints not of interest to us. And then some pemmican. So we'll ignore them, and then we're going to wait to see what this convoy has when BODE wakes up. The charge is surprisingly slow. We'll get some more chunks hauled. Probably expand this zone out a bit. Actually, I do think, now that I look at it, one thing that we really don't want to wait on, I think, is a steel stone cutters table. 105, not enough stored. Big oof. How much do we have right now? We have 90. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get bricks, which is something that I was kind of hoping we'd be able to do. It's really painful that we can't... Is there any smaller but nearer steel? I think after BODE talks to these folks, we'll see if we can just buy the little bit of steel that we need off of them to start doing some stone cutting. But yeah, we're warm now. How fast? The recharge is not quick. This we are learning. Don't disturb BODE's sleep. Blue. Particularly angry at Blue. They are not my boy. Okay, so after BODE eats, we will check out. And I think... Okay, do you have any steel? Question number 1. No. We could get a parka, but that's a large amount of our money. These are our basic subcores. Flame bow, a simple short self bow with a load of incendiary arrows. The arrows carry fuel and an igniter upon impact. Whoa, okay, that's a new weapon. This looks like we kind of struck out. We could buy a parka. We might be a long way from utilizing it, because we're pretty temperature resistant. Let's look at our character's current setup. Where are you, BODE? So with your duster, you're currently at -19 to -40 to 46. The current temperature is -2. Let's look at the world map though and see what. It looks like the coldest it gets is -50. That would be pretty bad for us. Average temperature is -21. What did I say our current setup is? -19. So we're in the danger zone already. So let's take a look at, I think I am going to buy one of those, whichever one is the warmest. 32 degrees here on the Panthera fur, and the lizard skin is 24. So we'll buy the Panthera fur parka. Yes, exactly, Terry. We're going to try and create a colony that is all controlled by one single mech overlord. That's the vision. So we'll grab that. It's expensive, but what can you do? And then I think I will extend this, and then this is going to also include parkas. There's now children's clothing, kind of amazing. And then I think I'm actually going to run the long way around and do a bit of compact steel mining with BODE. This is a long hike for us. I don't love it. Oh, there's a fire. Okay. Amazing. So much for our plan. It looks like neither of our... Okay. Neither of our robots have a tendency to firefight. That's going to be exciting for us. Need defenses. Looks like this is... Okay, so this is a progress bar. It's just offset when you put it in that orientation. But BODE's going to try and get us enough steel so we can start working on getting stone. Now, how much power do you have now? Let's put you back on work so that you can repair the battery before it breaks. Now we could create some defenses to kind of like help us. Yeah, let's do that. Let's copy the settings for this. Let's create another dumping stockpile like here. Maybe like that. Actually, I think I will combine these two. I'm always worried because these defensive plans that I come up with can end up being the opposite of a good idea. But we'll give it a try. And then I'm going to take 3 stone and get those hauled there so we have basically like poor man's sandbags. And it looks like our lifter, as long as we get enough of this mined. Okay, so we got 34 yields from the first one. That's enough for us to have the yeah, we need a meal source. That's gonna be a minute, I think, unfortunately. And I think I'm gonna hold off on building this through. That was a little ambitious, I think. BODE is slow as all get out. Now, I think because that first steel has gotten picked up, we're going to be able to get our steel stonecutters bench up. Why are you leaving, BODE? Yeah, so eventually we're going to get hydroponics up and running, Stefan. And I'm not too worried about cooking. Are you putting on the jacket because you're cold? I kind of don't want her wearing it before she needs it. Because the temperature right now is 10°C. So let's force her to wear this. I don't like that she ran all the way back, but that's okay. And then we're gonna keep the parka for when we need the warmth. Oh, we got a gift. They left guinea pig fur kid pants. I mean, if that's not the dream, I don't know what is. And then I'm basically going to let BODE do her work over here, getting as much additional steel as we possibly can. But then we'll want to switch to bricks because we've spent a fair amount of our resources already. Okay, looks like she's done. I'm not sure why she's hauling over. Okay, she's just hungry, it looks like. Look at that. Eating with a table like a champion. Beautiful. And then we're going to get back to hydroponics research. The fact that we can't mine while also doing research is a big limiting factor on this scenario. I think we only need one hydroponics basin to get her sorted. And then let's see. You are low on energy, so let's get you recharging, because we've done enough hauling. I guess the clothing can go in here. Isn't this children's? Or is it children's not? Wait, what are these? How does this work with these? This is kid pants, not kids pants, I see. Good old kid pants. So I'll just put armor. I'll put all that stuff in there. Although we're recharging at the moment, so. And we can't recharge both, but our Constructoid has a fair amount of power. Still. And our Constructoid also does have a gun that has decent range, so we'll need to remember that for when inevitably bad things happen.